Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Have you noticed the large and growing number of cases where an open homosexual teacher is being discovered and then either fired or not hired at Catholic schools? It seems like a new case pops up every week or so. There's the one just last week in Omaha, the week before that in Iowa, as well as cases in Ohio and Oregon, and that's not all of them. Then there are the cases in other states where various parish employees who are in same-sex marriages are beginning to surface. Everywhere you look in Catholic settings these days, it seems to be raining gays. Talk about coming out of the closet, man, oh man. To which we say, Alleluia, let her rip, let it all air out. The church needs this issue being dragged out into the light of day. Why are there so many cases like this turning up? Because there are this many cases to turn up. That's why. For a number of years now, pastors, parishes, schools haven't given a hoot about church teaching. They've ignored it in their own cases when it comes to contraception, so why should they give a hoot about church teaching when it comes to sodomy by fellow parishioners? Why not hire people who live opposed to church teaching as much as they do? What's the big deal? After all, we are church, right? Let's get a homosexual pastor and support him in his victimhood. Hire an actively homosexual organist or music director and throw in a sodomite teacher or two at the school. What's the difference, right? None of the other people in these decision-making positions in the parish care about this stuff. You know, I recall once as an altar boy a discussion by the Eucharistic minister gang after Mass one Sunday in which birth control came up as the topic, and they were talking about what types of birth control they use. Yep, right there in the sacristy. I was only a teenager, but I thought to myself at the time, well, that doesn't seem right. Isn't birth control not allowed? See, many of the parishes and their self-important parish councils, which are never challenged by their effeminate homosexual priests, long ago exchanged dogma for feelings. All are welcome has become the only doctrine that matters, and all are welcomed, so long as you don't agree with, heaven forbid, or insist on church teaching or discipline. In fact, just like the former church doctrine was enshrined in church music, the new church's new doctrine is also enshrined in lyrics. The doctrine of all are welcome is expressed in the lyrics to the grating hymn entitled All Are Welcome. See, all are welcome, including active homosexuals who are civilly married or looking to be. It's hard to find a parish these days that doesn't have an open-door policy for sodomy. Whether it's an LGBTQTXYZR so-called ministry, or a highly suspect, swishy, effeminate priest, or a queenie liturgist, or an old-fashioned gay teacher. And the reason homosexuality has such a foothold in Catholic parish and school life is because so much of the Catholic clergy is homosexual. And the reason so much of the clergy is gay is because the seminaries and the vocation directors and the chanceries are busting at the seams with homosexuals. They're the ones who surround bishops, for example, and counsel them, the bishops who aren't gay themselves, that is. They run various key departments in the chancery, and they see to it that their own get appointed in key or pivotal positions. It can't possibly be surprising to anyone who has a heartbeat that cases of homosexual teachers in Catholic schools are starting to make headlines. The laity allowed homosexuality into parishes and schools because the clergy allowed contraception into the laity's bedrooms and marriages. Sodomite clergy corrupted the laity, and the laity was more than willing to be corrupted. And now there is shock and horror among the contracepting Catholic crowd that the 8th grade teacher is not up for renewal because he wants to marry his boyfriend. The gall. Is it the faithful Catholic internet that is revealing all of this? Yes. This garbage has been going on for years. That's how it got this bad. It didn't just start. But why are we only hearing about it now? Because the authentic Catholic internet is airing it. The establishment Catholic media on the internet, as usual, says nothing because to admit the problem means you have to talk about the cause of the problem. And we all know that topic is verboten, top secret, no coverage, press blackout. can't talk about unfaithful bishops, the horde of homosexual clergy running the show behind the scenes. No, 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 the bishops who have something to hide and or their allies wouldn't like that. So no reporting, close our eyes, and let it all just die down and go away. But the problem of acceptance of open homosexuality among Catholic leaders and their staffs is so widespread that this story isn't going away. There are active homosexuals opposed to church teaching scattered all over the institutional church, from cardinals on down, lay and clergy, and they are working hard to create a new church, and on many fronts they already have. One of those fronts is Catholic schools, the education system where young minds are subtly deformed. But at least we have a reasonable hope that all men are saved, as Father Barron assures us, despite centuries and centuries and thousands of saints and scripture passages and tradition and private revelation, which all tell us the exact opposite. Thank God that amidst all this evil going on, no one really goes to hell, most especially the active homosexual clergy and their equally disobedient parishioners who foist open active homosexuals onto children. Corrupt minds, poison morals, defy the church, disobey, do whatever the Hades you want. Yep, reasonable hope that all men are saved. Yep, not really a doubt at all. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.